Hello, everyone. So, Raj, Repo Man, Steven, how are y'all doing today? It's been some crappy weather here, but not sure what it's like in y'all's neck of the woods. Steven, I think you're probably getting rain too. All kinds of stuff. How's the Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder going? Repo Man, you having some nice weather? Where are you at, sir? What parts of the world do you hail from? 97. I was about to say you got to be like Texas or Florida, Southern California or something. I bet you doing repo is lucrative in Florida, depending on where you're at in Florida. Anyway, I guess. No, oh man, I'm sorry. Only during a hurricane. Steven, that sucks, man. I got like one or two extra sets of gears, but not full extruders. But you don't need full extruders. Did it in Connecticut. I had a friend that did it in Jersey, and he made out all right. It was, I don't know how it works down there, and it worked completely different than I thought repo would, but seemed to always have a different car to drive that he had repoed that was waiting on insurance to pay him out for or something. I don't know. Anyway, so the plan today is was getting that set up with the NightOwl. But this is probably just going to be a conglomerate of doing some little things, print and chill stuff, trying to print some PPSCF for upcoming project. Because my back is not doing well today, and I would not be able to do all that. Ordered hardened ones. It's going to be one hell of a ERCF with hardened gears. Yeah, no, I know it's not what you see on TV, but I don't know. He had like so he'd repost stuff, and then he'd end up having to hold on to it until the insurance companies or the not the insurance companies, the finance companies paid him out for it, and he had a Hummer for like 6 months because the finance company refused to pay him out for it. I don't know. I don't know how all it works, but it was extremely different than I assumed. Yeah, I'd love to have a sit stand desk. That's just a foldable table. I'm getting ready to build another workbench, but I got to build it at basically that height because the girls also use it for a crafting table. So I can't make it tall or anything. They've got to be able to sit at it to do crafting. Martin, how are you today? Still at work? But yeah, I need one of those fancy flexi spot desks. Need a flexi spot sponsorship. Anyway, so I've got, let's just grab the Micron and move it over here, because I did get some more done to it. Off stream. Last time we were discussing the tool head, whether or not to reprint that in white. We had it printed in white and whether or not to reprint it in purple. I did reprint the tool head in purple. I think that came out rather well. So, yeah, there's that. See if I can't zoom in on this for y'all. Yeah, no, the whiteboard's not detected. Down, 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 down. So there we go. I think that looks way better than it did in white. The only thing we have left to do is I need to crimp on connectors for the filament reed switches and the clicky probe. Got the clicky probe dock set up on here now. Got the clicky probe dock back there. Got all the wiring finished. Got the LEDs installed up there. This one, I need to put one of the wire retainer things on there. I need to print some more wire retainers. So, anytime I learned this with doing the box turtle. So my 2.4, I get random strings and stuff down here in these grooves on the extrusions. So I print slot covers and put them on there because with the filament changers, you've got lots of pooping and all that stuff. So did that. Wrong direction. Wrong direction. So we might go ahead and get these wires crimped so that's all together, and then we could actually get it turned on again. But I don't know about fabricating a CAN bus wire today and doing all that flashing stuff. I don't think my back will be able to withstand it. So we might also take a look at learning some CAD stuff. We're going to, so let me pull this up. We're going to change out the gantry on the 2.4. This relocates your drag chain, pushes it to the back. Afternoon, Vince. How are you? It works more like the R1 gantry on the Micron, where your drag chain's behind this. Gives you more room and clearance for the wires on the back of your CAN bus board. So we're going to print these parts, and we're going to try to print them in PPS-CF. So I was trying to get this done to be able to print that, but I went ahead and switched out the heat block and thermistor and stuff on the Rapido and the Trident, so I can try to print these over there. So we will do that. I'm trying to learn CAD working now. Hope I didn't miss it. So let's get back over here and try to get some stuff printing in this PPSCF, see how that works out. I think we're going to try one part to start with. I'm not going to send a full build plate, not going to make that mistake. I did that with nylon, my first time printing carbon fiber nylon. Didn't work out so well. This is fast-filled nylon. This is our PPSCF. Martin, yeah, I've been working my way through trying to learn Fusion. Oh, no, you're asking Repo Man, sorry. I apologize. So I'm hoping that this is dry enough that I don't have to dry it beforehand. I don't know whether or not this will feed through the box turtle. And I don't know whether it'll go around the bend in the bypass for the box turtle either. So we'll have to figure that out. But about fell on my ass. That would have been bad. Let's see. Go back over here. What one of these parts should we print first? Should we try just doing a quick belt clamp? All right, Martin, have a safe trip home. Yeah, I think we'll try just a belt clamp. Objects. No, no. Not you. Nope. Get the guy. Whoa. I do need these slot covers printed, but we'll do, because like I said, I need that to put this wire up. I don't think I have a piece of it sitting around, but I need some more anyway for the insides back here. All right, so if I go over here to Fibron PPSCF, so I got some print settings talking to Scott Edutech, I think that's his channel, for what he was doing for his Fibron. What are my dogs barking at? So hold on, let me check and see what the dogs are barking at. The old ladies at bachelorette party, so just me and the kids. I'll be right back. Let me mute this. All right, I'm back. So, no, go away. Slice. So this is going to be a quick print. 9 minutes. I think I should probably flip this over though. Yeah, definitely need to flip this over. There. Have any of you guys printed with this Fibron stuff yet? So shout out to Polymaker on this Fibron. They sent this out to me, sponsored this filament for some testing. So we're going to be testing and seeing how whether or not we can get better input shaper results building the gantry out of this versus it built in ABS. Seeing how it performs for that. There's been a lot of videos out there testing this stuff for strength. They print apart and they pull it to see where it comes apart at how much pressure, blah blah blah. And that's all well and good. But I think a real world use case it's much more interesting. All right, so this is legit some pretty filament. All right. Ooh, she's some brittle stuff. She brittle. All right, hopefully this feeds through the whatchamacallit, all right. Through the bypass. It does not want to go through the bypass. Listen, if you don't go through this bypass, we're going to have problems. Will it load in the box turtle? It is extremely stiff and extremely brittle. This is going to be fun. It's going to be real fun. Oh, I can't even like straighten it. Like, you know, the filament's curved around the spool. I can't even straighten it without it snapping. Let's just try to heat up this extruder to 320 degrees. Wonder how the blade's going to fare in the filament cutter. Load lane 1. See what it does. That's enough. Where did it even get to? Got to that bypass. Yeah. Move lane 1, -100. It's a good thing this box turtle has hardened extruder gears. All right. This piece is going to be long enough to print this. So we're going to go with a different solution. For how to do this, we are going to take another piece of filament and trip this sensor. Then we're going to load this right into the tool head. So I rearranged the garage this week, and this would be a whole lot easier if I hadn't, because I can't really get to the back of this thing. Oh, God. There we go. Something else was already stuck in this tube. I had some filament break. I had to pull out of this box turtle. There's that. All right, now we'll take this filament just to trigger this bypass switch. And then upload and print. So I'm going to need some sort of solution for this to be able to print this for holding on to the spool. So this filament supposedly sounds like metal once it's printed. So that would be interesting. But it prints with a nozzle temp of 350 degrees. So a little out of the range of most extruders. So yeah, this week, yesterday, boss gave me a pellet grill smoker. So I've gotten to take up the pastime that seems to be the rite of passage for every middle-aged male of taking up smoking meats. So yesterday I made a rack of baby back ribs and pork shoulder for pulled pork. Any of you guys use smokers at all? Have any tips or words of wisdom for this journey? Feel free to let me know. Havoc, how are you today, sir? So the Trident's doing its thing. We'll keep an eye on that. And we will go over here and open up Fusion. Maybe. Just did first power up on the M1.1 and didn't let out any magic smoke. Awesome. So you ready for doing some print tuning, input shaping, and pressure advance? Well, all that good stuff now, or where are you at on your journey with that? Flashing and tuning? All right. Yeah, I forgot about flashing. So I got this. Where's it at? Maybe. Fusion wants to stop being so difficult. So I was doing some so I was able to edit this. So okay, well, tell her she's got to wake up. Tell her she's got to wake up. Tell her she has to wake up. I was able to edit this. So this is the hub that we worked on, well, that we discussed previously. And this hole down here was the wrong diameter. So I was able to modify that. I was working on something. Recents. Yes, here it is. One of the CAD tutorial things, working on doing this. I've learned some basic things like how to move the thing around, how to rotate it. Very fun. Like I couldn't do any of this stuff, so I've been working on this stuff. But um, I got from cadclass.org. So they have books to help you learn Fusion. But you are able to, with a donation, download their book. If you want to buy it off of Amazon or whatever, you can, but you can download a PDF. Just ask for a donation. And you can get the full book. So I did do that. I just got to find it. So let's see. Downloads. Mastering Autodesk Fusion. So it's quite a few things. $40.24. What's that? So we're going to work at this. Free face. What you'll need to get started. You're on a laptop. Most iPads, tablets, and Chromebooks will not work, which I think is stupid. So I have an M4 iPad. It has plenty enough power to run Fusion. I know this because I'm running Fusion on an M4 Mac Mini. It also has plenty enough power to run a slicer and all that stuff. We need to be able to run these programs on it. They need to figure something out. There's a Discord. So page 12 is Chapter 1, Fundamentals. So, Chapter 1. I timestamped it so I can go back and re-see what you just put up. Oh, okay, okay. I can go ahead and put that in the description of the video. How's that work? Then you can just come back to the video and get the link for it. there you go. It's in the video description. And there's the link for it. If you would like to just go on and bookmark it. The basics. Fusion shortcuts. This is so I've never been one to use keyboard shortcuts or anything like that for anything. And seems like something that you really need to know. I actually found a desk mat that has all the keyboard shortcuts. That's the desk mat, is all the Fusion 360 keyboard shortcuts. I kind of want to buy it. It's cheap too. It's like $12, but it's on AliExpress, and with the whole situation with tariffs and everything, it's like I don't want to order a $12 desk mat and then get a bill in the mail afterwards for another $24. Chapter covers the user interface features inside of Autodesk Fusion, helping you build a foundation for using the software. It will be helpful to know the major menus by name, since we will reference them often. Those menus include Data Panel, Browser, Timeline, Workspaces, Navigation Bar, and View Cube. Key learning, menus, what do they do? How to make and edit basic shapes, how to navigate using your mouse. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move this over here. And then we're going to bring up Fusion. And we're going to pin that over on this side so we can look at this stuff side by side. Again, they've got their Discord link. I'm going to go ahead and join that after this stream. So, learning how to make simple designs in Autodesk Fusion. It's the quickest way to improve your familiarity with the interface while building a solid foundation using the software. As you work through these projects, your skill set will improve, and you will soon be designing complex models on your own. When inspiration hits, you'll be able to design it and make it. CAD models are 3D objects made from 2D sketches that can have dimensions, appearances, and physical materials. Single parts, known as components, can be joined together to make an assembly. You will learn more about assemblies in a later chapter. If you're new to Autodesk Fusion, that's me. You will want to work through these projects sequentially, as each introduces you to a few new concepts, workspaces, and ideas. CAD, open your software, check. You'll see a large white grid. Nope. Oh. New project. We're going to call this CAD class. Nope. File. New design. Okay. No. Not what I want to do. See, I'm already screwing it up. All right. The 3x3 grid at the top left is your data panel. Go. No. This is your data panel, a powerful tool for organizing your Fusion files. Like your computer, you can create folders and subfolders to organize your projects. If you're using the paid license, click on the name in the top left corner and notice you can create a team. To keep the projects making this course organized, click New Project and name it Mastering Autodesk Fusion. We just did CAD class. Click the new folder and name it 1 dash fundamentals. All right. Browsers on the top left. Right here, browser. Where you'll find information such as unit, 3D objects, construction plans, 2D sketches. As you design new objects, this section will expand with more information and selections like click on the triangle next to the Word document settings. Right here. Units should be set to millimeters. If they're not, mouse above the, change it. Click on the eye icon in the browser. Represents information that can be hidden or shown. Triangles indicate information that can be expanded or rolled up. Okay. In general, it's best practice to choose the plane that logically makes your object appear like it does in real life. Designing a coffee mug standing up, not on its side or upside down, makes the most sense. This skill may be confusing now, but it will improve as you design more projects in the book. Timeline. At the bottom, each icon represents different types of features and operations. You can also drag the black vertical line known as history marker at the hold on, I'm just checking on this print here. Does seem to be under extruding. That or my Z offset is too high, which I'd lean on that as the more likely situation. Because now it looks like it's extruding fine. Oh, we'll let that finish. Let's see what it looks like. I know, I'm boring the crap out of everybody. We actually probably, we'll see what this part looks like when it's done. And then we'll probably call it for today because I'm miserable and I'm probably boring the crap out of everybody. Hope they walk us through how to build this lightsaber. Looks like we're going to start with a donut. Interesting. Do a rocket. Sorry, at this point I'm just looking through, taking a look at what they're going to show us how to do. Surfboard? That was a little finger surfboard. I can print that. My daughter will love that. One of those little things that are like self-supporting via tension. Carabiner. Lego brick. Lego brick's one that I actually did for YouTube one that I was working on. We made a Lego brick in that. Little drone's cool. Yeah, design your own hot end. This was the chapter that Luke Labs really paid attention to, I suppose. I don't know what this is. Bolts. You know what I need to print? Another YouTube guy made those cards that you 3D print, and it's got all the like clearances for the different hardware and everything on them. I should make those. I have them. Uh, 3D printing files. I think it's under garage stuff. Yep. So let's go turn this off. We're going to have to do this over on the switch wire. Do this on models. No object is laid over the boundary, blah, blah, blah. That. Let's see. Oh yeah, what is the trick with this? Layer height 0.15. No. 0.16. All right, let's go back here. And color painting. Actually, I wonder if home, new project. Discard. Open the 3MF file. And then switch the printer to switch wire. .18 slice. Not sure why it was designed like that. Anyway, so there we go. We're going to do this out of PLA. And what colors do we have? We're going to do the letters in white. Because I think white letters stand out well. No, the letters are in white. and then we'll do the board in blue. That'll work. Poity, how's it going, sir? Yeah, that was a first layer issue. It does very much sound like metal. I don't know if the mic will pick it up. But that's freaking insane. Yeah, I need to adjust my Z offset. Porty, I'm having a rough day, sir. This is why we are not working on the Micron right now. We are messing around with Fusion 360 a little bit, trying to print some of the Polymaker PPS CF, and trying to figure out how I'm going to feed that into the printer. All right. I actually think I might have a plan for that one. Maybe. Maybe. No, I don't. I lied. I don't have a plan. The stuff is so I don't know if you've used the PPS CF, but the stuff is so freaking stiff and brittle that I can't get it to feed through the bypass for the box turtle. And yeah, I can't get it to feed through the bypass for the box turtle. So here we go. So the first layer was way too far away. Like I said, I just switched the heat, the hot side on that, the heater block and everything. But other than that, it does not look bad. Like I said, I got these settings from Scott over at Edge of Tech. So I think the settings will work. I just got to work on feeding it. You just throw beacons on everything? What are you talking about? No, I'm talking about this isn't a this is trying to get the filament to feed into the printer because of it's so stiff I can't get it to feed in through how I would feed anything else. Oh, you know what? When it's warm, it's flexible. Oh, beacon contact. Yeah, so, Portia, I've got a cartographer. I got the wire to be able to run separate USB communication and USB and CAN bus in the same wire to the tool head so that I could put that on this printer. But all the crap about destroying build plates and stuff has got me concerned. Wait a minute, where am I putting the white? On number 1. Concerned about actually using it and trying it out. I can be honest, I'll be honest with you. The tribalism between the beacon and cartographer crap makes me really doubt that cartographer has any more tendency for the problems than beacon would. But it just has me nervous. Anyway, so 1, 2, 3. All right, so there's the white. And now we'll do the second color with this Polymaker Starlight Twilight. Yeah, so I'm going to say that most of the issues that people have with either one of them destroying build plates probably comes down to a user error situation. But I don't know. Like I said, it's got me nervous. It's in the box. I've got everything to do it. Red light. How are you? You've got 5 beacons. They gotta love you, man. It's what, $400 in beacon probes? I said, I'm curious enough to want to try it. That's why I got the cartographer. I traded for it. So I don't really care one way or the other with the beacon cartographer thing. I know people do, and I understand why they do. I just don't. 2. So at some point I'll set it up and try it out. Maybe when I can finally get a satin plate for the Trident and I'm not worried about destroying the last 300 size build plate that I have. yeah, man. Absolutely. Like I said, I understand why, but I also understand that at the same time, some people are really hypocritical about some stuff. And I traded for what the person had, that I had something that they wanted. So that's what we got. All right, let's see. Let's rotate this 90 degrees. And then let's move this. Move this over here. Flushing volume. 1.5. Okay. All right. Yes. Slice. Yeah. Believe me, I've done my fair share of spending more than was advisable on something to support somebody. When a cheaper alternative was available, both in this hobby and outside. All right, so it looks like we're at an hour for this one. So if you're just recently joining, what we're doing is these hardware design boards. I forget the YouTuber that put these out. But anyway, they've got to help you with doing CAD stuff. Since we're going to be learning Fusion, figured this might be helpful to have. So we're going to go ahead and print this. I've got to think about this PPSCF situation. Seems a little bit more flexible once it was warm. So it might be a situation where we go ahead and just print it out of a dryer so that it's warm, and then it'll actually go around the bend in the bypass. So Porty, how are things with the situation you told me about last week? Still broken? Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Getting better? Due to surgeon error. This doesn't seem like it's going to go back in the box. Yeah, they failed to tell her to not take certain meds. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Depending on what that is, like blood thinners and stuff like that, you got to make sure you don't take those prior to a surgery. Just trying to think what I remember from like a couple surgeries I've had. since we've got a box turtle, now when we tried it, I can print one of these off on it too. Tell you what, the first thing I'm going to do when I get some fusion skills is redesign that bypass as well. Dude, that sucks. Hopefully she's not in too much pain. All right, new project. Oh, you know what? You know what'll never work? If I don't clear out this nozzle before I try to print PLA through it at 220 degrees with PPS CF left in it, that will just laugh at the 220 degree temperature. So it is not something that I hear a lot of people talk about, but it is something that I keep around and has been absolutely invaluable. 3D printing cleaning filament, which I do not know if it's HDPE, high density polyethylene, or LDPE, low density polyethylene. I work with both of them at work, but whatever it is, this stuff is fantastic because it's got such a huge temperature range. It's not going to burn at high temps, but it'll flow at low temps. So you can, like I need to heat this nozzle up to 350C to clear out the PPS CF. I can push this through to push that out. But then when I go to run PLA at 220, this is still going to melt and come out of the nozzle with the PLA. So that is a excellent thing to keep on hand. I think I picked this up at Micro Center. But you can pick it up wherever. Sure, you can order it from Amazon. And it also works great when I have to torch out nozzles and you've got that thing glowing red. You can push that in there to push out all that carbon and everything else that's in the nozzle when you're trying to clear them out. Because it doesn't care that your nozzle's at 2000 degrees. Cherry red. This thing gets up to 360 really fast. Then the next 90 degrees is a little bit slower. melty. Real melty. Ooh, get off my build plate. Yeah. It also, like I said about using it to clean out the carbon and stuff in your nozzle when you got it heated up. It'll also grab stuff pretty well. Like the carbon fiber that's in there and all that stuff, it kind of grabs that and gets that stuff out of it. All right, there we go. So what I'm going to do is set this to 0 and let it start cooling off. And as I do, I'm going to slowly extrude some more of this as it cools down. Be better if I didn't drop it. But here's the crap that we pushed out of there. That would have been an insta-clog had I tried to actually run this with PLA with that still in that nozzle. Where ABS will push through, it won't be happy to push through at 320 degrees, but it'll push through. That would have never pushed through. It doesn't soften until like 310 degrees. So it's just something to be aware of when you're printing some different, more exotic engineering filaments. Sometimes you do have to manually purge that stuff out before you go printing something else. Oh, good. MCU shutdown. Bed temperature. The hell? Clipper, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think the bed temperature was out of range. I think you're full of shit. Why you're lying to me, I don't know. But you're definitely full of shit. device. Anyway, so that's where we are. Like I said, I did the tool head and stuff off camera. I think that came out really nice with the Violet Void, with Midnight Meteorite for the ducks, and then Prince of Purple here in the center. We'll get this next week or something, hopefully. Yeah, I think it looks sweet, Havoc. I think it looks absolutely sweet. Uh Something new with ERCF. It's throwing some sort of error over here for how much filament's left in the tool head. I just needed to just fucking print. Just fucking print. Assume that it's fine. Everything I told you is fine. Just do it. I know better than you do. Yeah, so I'm gonna work on that CAD stuff. I'm gonna work on first thing on my list to do is redesign the bypass for the box turtle, because it's got a really sharp radius turn there for on the bypass side. So they're going to extend that out because there's no reason it can't be longer, and give that a little bit more of a graceful arch to load that in. And that'll be that. What else do we got? So the PPSCF, I'm going to figure out some way to do this. Yeah, I'll figure out some way to do this. And then shout out to Polymaker for sending that over for this testing. Because it's a filament that's a little out of my price range just to be doing some testing with. And there'll be a video with the results of that when that's done. But boy, is this stuff stiff. Feel like it's going to help. Yeah. Trying to figure out what we're going to do next. After this, plans are keep getting flip-flopped around a little bit, trying to get some stuff figured out, because I can't afford to keep throwing money after projects. We are going to be doing the 2.4 rebuild, and we'll see from there. Other than that, guys, if you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. I don't have channel memberships yet because I still need watch hours. So if you've got a TV that just sits on playing and does nothing, throw the stream playlist on while you're at work. Let it play for 8 hours. Give me 8 hours of watch time. It would be very much appreciated. Yeah. Other than that, guys, have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.